Hello friends, today we are going to start our first Java program and we are going to use Eclipse IDE for writing our first Java application. So before starting, what we are going to discuss in this lecture, basically we are going to discuss the attribute, fields and data members. Secondly, we are going to discuss about the constructor, what is the parameterized constructor. Third, we are going to discuss about the member function or simple method in our classes. And fourth, we are going to discuss how to create the object in our Eclipse IDE by using Java programming language. So let's move toward our first program. So I'm going to start my Eclipse IDE. So make sure you have Eclipse IDE installed. If you have not installed it, install it from eclipse.org. In my other lecture, I am going to discuss about how to install the Eclipse IDE. This is the basic structure. As I open my Eclipse IDE, I will see this interface. Here at the left side, you can see that you have the Project Explorer. This folder is very important as it contains all the projects or classes that packages that you are going to create for your Java application. So I'm going to create a new project first, then I will add the classes in that project. Move toward at the top of the menu bar, you can see that there is an option of file. From file you can move from new, and from new you can move toward the Java project. There are other project as well, but we are going to select the Java project. Then give your project a simple name. I am going to write my first program. Then just move toward next. Don't change anything else, just write your project name. Then don't move toward finish, just step by step move next, then again move toward the finish. Now you can see at the left of the Project Explorer there is a folder that is created with the name of my first program. By clicking that folder, you can see there are two subfolders here. One is the JRE system, second is the source folder. Now by clicking the source folder, I have created a project. Now I want to create a class in my Java program. So right click your source folder, then from new you can move toward the class here. There are other options here. Packages, you can create the packages, you can create the interface classes, you can create other type of files from here, but here I am creating a simple class. Now as you click the class, you can see this type of interface. First give your class a name. I am just giving the name to my class as product. Okay, then from product you can give, don't change anything else, just write which method would you like to create. From here I am selecting just main, because main function is responsible for creating the object in your Java application, and separately I have created a class that is product. There are other features here, we will use it in our next lectures. Don't change anything else initially when you are going to write your first Java program. Just move toward the finish. Now you can see that in your project, my first program, there is a class that is created with the name product.java. In this class we have a class name product, and then we have our main method as well. So what I'm going to add in this product, I am going to add the attribute here. I am giving the attribute to the type, for example int product ID. Second, I am giving a product to the name, string name here. Add the access modifier here. For example, I want to hide my ID and name, and I want to encapsulate it. So initially I am going to give them private, so no one can access my data outside the class. These variables, these attributes, these fields are basically accessible within the class. As I set my attributes or fields or data members, so I'm going to give multiple name. So I'm making clear it here, fields attributes or data members. They are the same name that we give to our variables for our product class. So I am getting error here string, especially in Java, because in Java we are going to set our string variable with capital name here. So I'm starting my string with the capital letter here, that is string name here. Okay, then I'm going to add my member function here. So before adding my member function, I'm going to create a constructor here, public constructor have the same name as our class, so I'm giving a name for the same name, that is product. This is the default this is the parameterized constructor that we are going to set here, because there are two type of constructor that Java support. That is the default constructor, that is called when there is an object is created with no parameters, but your parameterized constructor have the parameter list here. I am going to add the parameter here, that is int d. Second is the string. Again, I am writing the string with the capital letter, that is S. Okay, the reason why we are using the string is because in Java especially, string name is always start with the capital letter, because in Java string cannot be resolved to a type. As I click here, you can see this message. Reason is that because for the string data type, there is a special class that is created, language class, in which string functions are there, and variables are normally start with the small letter, but for strings and for especially for the classes, they must start with the capital letter in Java. So string is string variable we have taken from the Java language class, so I'm making it capital. String S is always capital here. So this is our parameterized constructor, and in parameterized constructor we are going to give the assigning the values for our attribute here. So our attribute were ID equals to D, and secondly name equals to N here. So this is whatever we are going to create the object in our main class, it will basically pass these values to our parameterized constructor, and after passing values to our parameterized constructor, these values are set to our data members or our fields or our attributes here. So this is the constructor. Constructor have basically three properties. It has the same name as class, you can see it here, product and product. It must be same. We cannot give constructor to our some other name. If we are going to give it some other name, then it will not be a constructor, it will call a normal other member functions or method. So that is the reason we call the constructor a special member function, because it have an speciality that it has the same name as the class. So constructor have the same name as the class. Secondly, it has returned it has no return type, we cannot make it void, and constructor is by default public, so its visibility is public. So after setting up a parameterized constructor, we want to display these values as well. So in Java we are going to use a command that will basically print values is system.out.println. So before using that command, I'm making a normal function that will basically display our attribute values. So it is a normal member function, or we can see member function, or this is the method here. So I'm going to set my member functions here. So I'm making a member function public void, and I'm giving a name that is display. So in display function we are going to print the values. So command that we are going to use for printing values, especially in our Java, is system.print. So I'm going to use, you can use the shortcut as well, because it is a little bit descriptive. So I'm going to use SYSO. Then you can press from your keyboard Control plus space simultaneously. So I'm pressing Control plus space. So I am getting the full form of that system.out.println method. So I'm displaying the values. I want to display attribute values here, ID and name. So I am printing it separately. So I'm printing product in inverted commas. My product ID is, this is the message that we want to display, because from before our printed attribute values. So I am making that string in capital message, and I am concatenating that with plus ID, that is the variable name will never print with inverted commas. Similarly, SYSO, control space, I am taking the full form of displaying. Then I'm printing again the product name. My product name is okay, and then I am printing the value here is name. So I have displayed two values, ID and name here. So I basically I am saving my program, that I am pressing the Control S. So I have completed the basic skeleton code. I have created a class. I have set two attribute here. Then this is the parameterized constructor here. Then at the last I have added a normal member function or method in our class. So this basic structure is going to be completed here. In next I am going to create a class in our application. So I'm moving toward main function, and in main function I am going to create a class here. So in Java, object is created with the name of class name. So our class name is the product, because product, then I've created any reference variable you can give. I am giving it an MP equals to new product here. So this is the way how we are going to create a object in our Java classes. So this is the product class. I have created the object. Left hand side you can see this is the reference variable, because we are not going to use the pointer here in Java programming language. So we use the keyword new, that will automatically create object in your heap here. So reference variable always created in the stack product P, and this reference variable contain the address of this created object, that will always created on your heap. And in Java, objects are created with the help of a new keyword dynamically. So after creating the object, now we can access these constructor, these normal member function with the help of that object name P. Okay, so I want to access that P. I am getting the error here. The reason is that I have not assigned any parameters, because I have used the parameterized constructor here. If we are not going to use the parameter here, then we can use the default constructor. So I am passing the parameter here. I am just giving the product ID 1, and then I am giving a product name. For example, my product is the laptop here, so I'm giving the product name in a string, that is the laptop with inverted commas. Now you can give you can see that we don't have any error here, because the syntax is correct here. Now these parameter get passed from this object to these parameterized constructor, and then set to these attribute or field. Now we want to display these field with the help of this member function. So I'm going to use product p dot. Now you can see that in the list there are different member function displayed here. I am going to display it p dot display here. Now this is the basic structure for our program here. We have created the class, we have created the attribute, we have created the parameterized constructor, then we have created a normal function, and then we have created the object in our main class. Now I'm going to execute it. You can execute the program from the menu bar. You can see there is an option of play button, right, run product. So you can display that in the console window. We have our product ID and product name here. Okay, this is the basic skeleton code for our first Java application. In next lecture we are going to discuss further lectures.